hang on to you, if I may, for just a moment and diving a little bit deeper. I mean, certainly the idea of having some sort of advantage or some sort of special offering when it comes to any market is of crucial importance for long-term success. And look, it wouldn't be an educational webinar if we didn't introduce some sort of academic or model of some sorts. And of course, up here we've got Porter's Five Forces. Jim, if you could talk to this particular model a little bit for us, and I think about the value of having some sort of competitive advantage and knowing what it is that your competitors are doing, and what sort of impact that would have on the decision as to whether or not you would buy your own business.
It all boils down to, and I think this is a very good schematic or a very good diagrammatic presentation to encapsulate what happens in business. Business is dynamic, and people need to understand that there are forces competing, complementing, and actually diffusing all at the same time. It's an entity, it's an ecosystem. And what I'm saying for the smart young people, for those in the maturity line within the business cycle, wherever you are, it's critical that you try and look at all of those forces that interact directly and indirectly. And when you look at the diagram in front of you, you will see it is all about competition. Yes, you have to acknowledge some criteria, some phenomenon that's operating. But when you look at this, you'll see what is it that impacts on your business? And there's so many that there. So the key to me is, do you have enough business intelligence to understand your business? And we'll talk later about who is in the tribe, who is in that tent that will help you build that and your industry. And my question to you as a challenge, ladies and gentlemen, is this. How well do you know your industry? Not only your business, but your industry. Why is it, and they come now with questions, why is it that some people can succeed better than us? What do they have that we don't have? Why do they have that and we don't have that? Can we get that, yes or no? So in the context of this diagram, what we call this overarching model, is those key questions. They become questions about and you need to ask honest questions, and honest questions need to have time around them. They need to have a framework that embellishes now, short-term, long-term goals. When you look at that time horizons, that business intelligence that centers around, would you buy your business, which is the overarching, again, theme for today. What do you know about your business? What do you know about other people's business? Take the converse of that. What do people know about your business?
Excellent. Thanks, Jim. And Mark, I'll get you to jump in here and talk to us about, I think, maintaining a competitive edge or, something that anybody and everybody else in the market can't offer. How would, a business go about developing that, and what sort of impact would that make on the decision as to whether or not to, of course, acquire your own or somebody else's business?
To Iona's point, this is about human capital and process. You don't just get the information overnight about the competitive positioning of your business, supplier power, buyer power, new threats, substitution and the like. This is a deep dive, a deep understanding of the environment that the business operates in. And if you're selling your business, it's important that you have processes and demonstrate your understanding of this particular situation. And not just that, it's a situation whereby, so it really requires a considerable amount of effort on a regular basis, to actually analyse the SWOT analysis of your organisation, the competitive environment. Likewise, if you're looking to purchase a new business, you need to appreciate that the people in that organisation have a good grasp of what's happening and the trends that are emerging. For example, in the last 3 months, we've seen growth in e-commerce activity, purchases, people going through the barrier of entry, becoming involved in the purchases online. That 3-month growth is equivalent to the same amount of growth we've had over the last 3 years. So what we've got there is an emerging trend that has accelerated. And any industry has a whole range of trends that need to be appreciated. Financial services, it may be robo-advice, it may be the regulatory environment that's causing divestment of banks of financial services, operations and the like. So that understanding is really important. It's an in-depth understanding, it's people-based. There should be systems and processes where you regularly analyse this environment. You've got a new business plan. And most importantly, it's reflected in the sales in the organisation. It's reflected in your positioning, the growth, the quality of the particular customers. So if you're buying, you need a really good understanding of the industry, and it's not just fleeting understanding or bringing in an expert to advise you in the short term. The buyer will have to have a real in-depth and probably a long-term history in your particular industry. And likewise, if your own business, if you're going to succeed, you've got to be able to empower everyone in your organisation to really understand the competitive nature and competitive position.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Jim. And look, I'll